Once upon a time there was a young wizard named Willy who was afraid of the dark. Willy lived in a tall tower with his master, the great wizard Graybeard. Every night, Willy would light candles all around his room because he was scared of the dark and what might be hiding in the shadows. During the day, Willy learned spells and enchantments from Graybeard. He especially liked spells that created light, like sending sparks from his fingers or making balls of light float up to the ceiling. At night, after Graybeard went to bed, Willy would sneak down to the library and read books by candlelight about famous heroes who were brave and fearless. Willy wished that he could be like the heroes in the books, but the dark scared him too much. One night, Willy was reading in the library when he heard a loud crash come from downstairs. Willy jumped up, scared of what made the noise. Grabbing a candle, he crept down the winding stone steps that led to the main floor. As Willy reached the last step, his candle went out. It was pitch black and Willy was surrounded by inky darkness. He tried to cast a light spell, but he was too frightened to remember the words. Terrified, Willy sat down on the steps and started to cry. As Willy cried, he heard a familiar and comforting meow. It was his cat, Midnight. Midnight jumped into Willy's lap and purred. With his friend Midnight there, Willy didn't feel as scared anymore. Maybe the dark isn't so bad, as long as you have a friend with you, Willy thought. Drying his tears, Willy petted Midnight as his eyes adjusted to the darkness. He looked around and saw the library shelves, chairs, and tables all in their familiar places. It wasn't so scary after all. Feeling braver, Willy stood up with Midnight in his arms and walked through the dark library. He couldn't see much, but he knew the library well enough to picture where things were in his mind. As Willy turned a corner, he saw a faint glow coming from under a door. Willy approached and saw it was light coming from Graybeard's potions room. The great wizard must still be awake. Willy knocked on the heavy wooden door. "Come in, Willy," Graybeard said in his gravelly voice. Willy entered the potions room, filled with shelves of glowing bottles and bubbling beakers over fiery burners. Graybeard stood at a cluttered work table, mixing potions. "Working on a new potion, Master?" Willy asked. "Yes, but it's not turning out quite right," Graybeard sighed. The potion he was working on glowed brightly one moment, then fizzled out the next. Maybe I can help," said Willy eagerly, stepping forward. He had learned a lot from Graybeard and wanted to put his skills to use. Willy looked closely at the ingredients Graybeard had used: crushed moonstone, dragon scales, and sea holly. "I think I know what's missing," said Willy. He hurried over to the shelves and found the vial he was looking for: essence of nightshade. Willy carefully added just 3 drops to the potion. The liquid bubbled, sparked, and turned a rich purple color. Willy smiled proudly as the potion gave off a bright, steady glow. "Well done, my boy," said Graybeard, clapping Willy on the back. "You figured out exactly what it needed." Graybeard ladled the potion into a glass jar. The soft glow lit up the room and chased away every shadow. For the first time, Willy felt completely at ease in the darkness. He realized there was nothing to fear about the dark, it was just an absence of light. And light could always be created with magic, a candle, or a friend. From that night on, Willy was never scared of the dark again. He knew there would always be a way to make light and find comfort, whether from a spell, a potion, or time with his dearest friend Midnight. Willy went on to become a great and powerful wizard, using his talents to help people and light up many lives. But he never forgot that important lesson he learned: with bravery and friendship, you don't have to be afraid of the dark.